Hello friends, in today's lecture we will cover the condition for collision between two projectiles. What exactly is the topic is that suppose I have a projectile that is being launched with a velocity say u1 and I have another projectile that is launched with a velocity u2. Now what is the condition that these two will collide? This problem may appear very difficult, that how to find the point of collision, then at the time which they will collide, then at the distance they will collide, but I will try to make it as simple as possible. So stay tuned for the explanation. Okay. So, suppose we have one projectile launched at point A and other projectile launched at point B with an initial velocity u1 and u2 respectively. Now, for the first projectile, velocity at any time t is u1 cos alpha 1, alpha 1 is the angular projection, I cap plus u1 sin alpha 1 minus gt j cap. You may wonder from where this expression comes. If you are still not clear about it, then please refer to the lecture of projectile motion. The basic fundamentals are covered in that lecture, so you can go. Still, if you want some more explanation, I can say that this u1 I can resolve it into two components. One is the horizontal, other one is the vertical. u1 sin alpha 1. So this u1 sin alpha 1 will be under the influence of gravity, which is acting downwards. So u1 sin alpha 1 minus gt, that is the velocity in the y direction, and in the x direction the velocity will remain constant. And the same thing here, it is u2 sin alpha 2 and u2 cos alpha 2. So u2 cos alpha 2 I cap, this is not time dependent, plus u2 sin alpha 2 minus gt j cap, u plus at, that is here a is minus g, so u2 sin alpha 2 minus gt j cap. These are the expression of velocity at time t. Now let's see what we have to do. Let us find the relative velocity of the projectile. So relative velocity is, let us find relative velocity of 1 with respect to 2 and a vector. So relative velocity of 1 with respect to 2 will be v1 vector minus v2 vector at any time t. So v1 minus v2, this will be this term minus this term, u1 cos alpha 1 minus u2 cos alpha 2, u1 sin alpha 1 minus u2 sin alpha 2, gt minus gt, and these two will cancel. So gt and gt will cancel. So relative velocity, as I said, v1 minus v2 vector, this is u1 cos alpha 1 minus u2 cos alpha 2, u1 sin alpha 1 minus u2 sin alpha 2. Now this v12 is not dependent on time. That means it is same as the relative velocity of the initial velocity. So relative, as this is independent of on t, as relative acceleration is 0, because for both the projectile the common acceleration is g, so this is 0. Now what is the okay, now let me show you how to find the relative velocity in vector form. Suppose we have u1 vector and we have u2 vector. we have to find out v1 vector minus v2 vector, and see v12 we can write as u12 because the relative acceleration is 0. Both are being acted with a velocity, acceleration g. Now here u12 vector will be u1 vector minus u2 vector. So how to do this? See, here I have u2 vector. I will write it here, u2. This u2 I will produce it backwards. This is minus u2. Now I will perform the vector addition. This is u12, that is u1 minus u2, or u1 plus of minus u2. Now for the condition of collision, this u12, this should be in line with the point joining AB. Here this should act in the line of AB. I am telling you why. Let me go to the first slide. First of all, why this relative acceleration is important in this discussion. What does relative velocity means? Suppose relative velocity of 1 with respect to 2. That means the observer is at 2 and the observer is observing this velocity of 1. So velocity of 1 with respect to 2, that is relative velocity, u12. Now this u1 velocity is, now suppose we are assuming this observer is at rest. That is exactly what we do in case of relative velocity. That means this observer is observing the velocity of u1 while being at rest. Now I am assuming this projectile which is being launched from B is at rest with respect to u1. Now this u12 should approach the point B if at all they have to collide. I am repeating once more. The relative velocity, that means the velocity of 1 with respect to 2, must be in line with AB, the line joining AB, so that the projectiles collide. And also it should approach B. It is not that they are in the same line but they are moving away from each other. They should approach each other and the relative velocity should lie on the same line of that of AB. So this is the condition. V12 must act in the line of AB for the collision to take place. Let me show you the condition once more. Suppose I have a tower. Suppose I have another tower. Suppose I am launching a projectile in this direction, and I am launching a projectile in this direction. And the relative velocity, say this is v1, this is v2. The relative velocity should be in line with the line joining A and B. Suppose this is the tower, and one is the projectile is launched from the ground. The projectile is from the tower is launched like this, and the projectile from ground is launched like this. What is the condition that these two will collide? This is also very easy. The relative velocity between this and these velocities both must be in line. That is the only condition in this along this line. That is the only condition that it will collide. That means one object will be at rest and the other object will be approaching the velocity along the line of their initial velocities. Okay, now let's solve a problem, then it will be very much clear for us. So we have a question here. That is, we have a tower, and this tower is we have a tower, and point A is above the tower, and we have another tower of 30 meter height, and point B is above that tower. From point A and point B, two projectiles are launched. From point A, the projectile is launched with a velocity of 10 meter per second in the horizontal direction, and from point B, the projectile is launched with a velocity of 10 meter per second in the in a direction that is making an angle 60 degree with the horizontal. Now, what is the now the distance between the tower is given as d. Now we have to find out what should be the value of d so that particles collide in the air. So what should be the value of d so that the particle will collide in the air? Now this is a very simple question if you have understood the theory well. Otherwise this question will appear very difficult. So let's see the solution. First of all, let's rearrange the terms. See, the height difference is 10 meter. This is 20 and the full is 30. So the height difference is 10 and this is d. This is VA and this is VB. Now suppose we want to find VAB, that is relative velocity of A with respect to B. That means what will we do is that we will assume that B is in rest and B is seeing, and now if B is in rest, the relative velocity of A with respect to B must be in this direction, that is the line joining A and B. Then only the particles will collide or the projectiles will collide. Exactly this is the condition we need to apply. Exactly that is what I have done here. VA is equal to VA minus VB. So VA is in the horizontal direction and VB is in this direction. This is VB. And I have produced backwards through form minus VB, and here what I have done is that this is VA plus of minus VB vector. So that from that I am getting VAB. Both are 10 meter per second. So both are 10 meter per second. So what value I will get, that is it will be 2 into 10 cos 30 degree. 2 into 10 cos 30 degree, that is 10 root 3. The value of VAB will be 10 root 3, but here we are more interested in finding the direction and not the value of the relative speed. So the direction is 30 degree with respect to the horizontal. Why 30 degree? Because both are equal. And angle between them is 60 degree. So it will be 30 degree, half. Now we got the height difference as 10 and the displacement and distance between the tower as d. So the angle is 30 degree. This is A and this is B. So it is very simple now. From trigonometry we can say 10 by d is equal to tan 30 degree, 10 by d is 1 by root 3 and d is equal to 10 root 3. D is equal to 10 root 3 meter. So that is the answer. I hope you liked this video, and please comment below if you have any more doubts, and please subscribe our channel and share this video with your friends so that it may help them also. Thank you.